they're taking back. They're taking back their culture and
Turn the frogs gay.
offering Afrocentric
There's
math.
supposed to be some sort of introduction here, like, yo, what up? This is a show. Oh, okay.
So we won't ruin it.
I would do the intro at the end if I were you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Is it alive? Are you sure it's not dead?
I mean, this is close to hell, but we're not quite there yet. We're
But,
still interning. We'll get there. We'll get
I
there.
didn't start
If you're
the
wondering
fire.
what I was talking
always
about with
burning,
the
that's what
Afrocentric
always
map,
topical.
look in general.
Is that the map
Oh, you're
where like
serious about that?
Africa is like super smaller than any other
Yeah,
continent?
no,
Yeah.
no,
No.
no.
I think he's actually saying the regular map that everybody uses.
That's actual math, not map. Maxwell.
Well, I
Just
just
to
fucked up the
clarify.
intro for that anyways, because I didn't have
Oh,
my
good
fucking... I had my mic muted.
Oh,
Good
really?
job.
Welcome to the
Max-
the Aftersaints Kingdoms of Discordia, where we know how to do professional quality productions.
We just
Yeah.
choose not to.
Professional. What?
We know how. We just choose
Anyways, Maxwell.
Yes.
Mm.
Afrocentric math. M-A-T-H, not math.
Oh, right.
I
Sorry.
heard map.
Meth?
Yeah, I heard maps. My bad.
I heard
Yeah.
meth. Meth? Someone said
See,
meth?
if you call it by
Meth
its
is
proper
racist because
name,
it's white.
maths, then I might understand it. But because you
I'm
give it that
I'm
weird
reading
ass
what the
math-
headline says. I'm
Hey,
reading
England-
what the headline says.
Look, England just has a bit of a problem with adding letters where there shouldn't be some. I think they
Yeah,
got
like-
it from the
No, no, no,
Yeah.
French.
Remember, fledgling nation, really, really young. Blighty, bit older. Been speaking the language longer.
Yeah, for example,
yes, and who is running
color
the
is
country right now?
C-O-L-O-R. C-O-L-O-R.
A
sorry.
feminist called May.
Not
Who has freedom of speech and
C-O-L-O-U-R.
who doesn't? What was that? Who's that?
Oh yeah, freedom of speech. What? I think we have control over language since we can actually use it.
I think that's our trump card. That's our trump card, if you will.
Screw you, Jables. Please don't tell Scotland.
Oh, I'm telling Scotland right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
I have
Maxwell.
got to call the police.
Do you have to have a license for all those extra letters that you use?
Maxwell, let's
No,
both
don't
go
worry,
outside of
Not
where
yet.
we live and hold our arm out stretched at a 45-degree angle upwards.
No, don't
With-
you even
It's
say,
around
don't you even
first.
start.
And see who gets arrested first. See who
Come
gets
on.
arrested
Eh.
first.
Probably.
What is this?
Raining at the moment.
It's raining here too.
The problem is where I am. I think my
Is it
neighbor's
raining
joining
men?
me, and I'm a little scared about that.
Hallelujah.
Isn't that how you hail a cab with your arm out straight at a?
Not anymore in England.
Now, dude, this is Blighty. You don't hail cabs. You phone
Yeah,
for
you
those.
hail
fuckers.
the king.
Queen. Remember, Lizzie. Second.
Hail to the king.
Hail to the king,
baby.
The king, baby.
Maxwell.
Well,
actually, there's
Long live King George.
there's a skit
thought it was King
about
Trump.
the Opie and Anthony radio show with
no,
Patrice O'Neill,
It was,
and
it was
Heresy.
King Georgie Boy in World War II.
We're bringing a touch of class to the show tonight.
We were
Yeah,
anyway.
it's Walsh.
Oh.
Afrocentric math. If
Welcome
you have
for that
2
touch of
trips and a
class.
blood, how
Yeah,
long will it take
nice.
for someone to call the police?
Anyone's listening to the backing tracks, Callie got a good one.
If a train leaves Chicago at 3:45 and another train leaves from Philadelphia at 4:45, how racist are you?
Is this the testing that they give to the children in the UK now? Standardized
Well,
testing?
In the north of England, I think it actually is.
Holy shit! No, you're fucking pulling my leg on that shit.
Obviously, I mean, it's not quite that bad yet,
Which
That's
not
Maybe
just
by
the
next
top of-
week.
Hey, that's not my leg.
but they do get special books where they get to read all about Carol's two mummies and David's two daddies.
Okay.
That's so. That's so.
No, you understand? This is at kindergarten level.
Well, now that's trans exclusionary.
Did you guys know Amphibious Pitcher recently made their
Amphibious.
I don't
Well,
even know anymore.
To be fair, man,
what
if
is
you do that
life?
many drugs, you're gonna start growing gills.
Oh, so that's how all the creatures got to be in Fallout. It's a little bit too much Jed, a little bit too much Psycho here and there.
Yeah.
This article is the inspiration for Grinding Nemo.
Son, you do enough buff out, you're gonna put a baseball true body armor. That's a
Never had sex
guarantee.
with a man-fish.
Yeah, but at least they put out.
Okay, I gotta keep that the music like keyed because it swells like a motherfucker. It's beautiful, but
Wait, what about my penis?
Did you guys see that excellent slash fic in NSFW?
Oh,
No.
dude.
I'm scared.
Meteor, what the
Anytime,
fuck was that?
every time I
What the
hear
fuck was
slash fic, every time I hear slash fic, Jesus fuck.
It's
Well,
a
see,
threesome this time.
Every time I hear slash fic, I always think to myself, man, I'm not 14 no more.
Y'all doing the slash fics got some problems. Y'all need some Jesus.
That's all Meteor.
Yeah. You got some explaining to do, Ozzy.
Med, you got some splaining
Really?
to do.
What? I plagiarize the shit out of everything I post on there.
Oh.
The fact of
You
the
guys
matter is
take
that you
the time
actually
to write that shit.
The,
No, I
the,
don't
the,
write
the-
by
no. The
Well-
fact that you actually know where to pull it from and actually have to go through and like you know it's like, oh hey, this will be juicy. Oh yes. Let me just change some names around.
Well, it's a fairly simple process. All you have to do is put like gay fanfic into whichever search engine you use, copy it into Word, and find one that looks appropriate. You don't really have to get your dick out and jerk off to it. And then you just like Control F, replace with the names, and off you go.
When he says
So
you don't have to
basically,
jerk
you
off
took-
to it, that doesn't mean that he doesn't.
So
I find
basically,
it very
you
hard.
took a writing seminar from E.L. James.
Only if you kind
Okay,
of
one of our viewers actually has a commentary for everyone. Apparently, Quick Death 007 says, "I'm all for gay rights, but holy shit, when you try shoving it down people's throats like that, you aren't inspiring tolerance. You're pissing off people and causing reactionary hatred."
Agreed.
However, I would like
as
to
well.
I would like to rebuttal with having simple things like that in children's books, such as learning how to share, learning when you have a new kid in the house, like if your parents have a new kid, basic things that happen throughout life being portrayed in a nice, simple, easy story helps kids kind of comprehend what's going on.
That's true.
As opposed to the norm that they just see in their home.
Well, one thing that should be in children books is no woman, no drive. No woman, no
You really
drive.
want to make that a thing, don't you, my love?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just spontaneous. I don't want it.
Pre-show.
Yeah, but then you have Sweden taking it way too far, where they're trying to teach kids or teach boys more feminine qualities, like rubbing each other's feet, and teaching
what?
girls more. Yeah, this is the thing that happened. I'm
Oh, they've
trying
been
to find
trying
an article right
for a
now.
while.
Holy
No,
shit!
they act like they had them do that. It's like
Yeah.
they encourage opposite gender roles in kids.
Uh,
So they had them do
I'm saying they've
different
been doing it
gendered
for a while,
activities.
but they
That's
still
a little
default.
fucked, in my opinion.
But they still
It is.
default to their own, to the what we established as more
Let's
traditional
let kids
interests
be
anyway.
kids.
Oh
Let's
my
let
god.
Yeah,
kids
if
be
left to
kids.
their
How
own
about that?
devices, they'll do what they'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we should just leave it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like certain things poking down the throat. Yeah, I think it should be taken at a more nuanced approach, and I agree with both points. You know,
You
provided.
see,
Yeah.
the thing of it is,
Many-
though, is that if you consider hatred sort of thing. Every single fucking individual group or whatever has hatred. People hate the Brits. People hate the Yanks. People hate Africans. People hate Germans. Sort of thing. People generally fucking hate groups. Sort of thing. And yet, none of these individuals are getting their fucking kindergarten books read to the fucking kids. So it's like, how come all of a sudden, like, that hate is learnable, but nobody bothers with that hate over there because it's not important? No.
There's plenty of books about acceptance and tolerance of other people and the things that they do.
Yeah, but,
I don't think they.
there are
So wait, hold on. Can I rephrase?
Yeah, go
I
on.
don't think necessarily entire books should be about that specific subject. Maybe one simple book that's like, hey, some people do this, some people do that, some people are from here, some people are from there. There's different shit going on all around the world, sort of situation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the thing of it is why does that one section get to be in kindergarten and the rest gets ignored?
I don't know. I do know that there's plenty of kids' books in the U.S. about accepting people that are Islamic, and people that are from other religions and stuff like that. It's but it's more focused on different cultures, not necessarily focused on religion itself. I read books like that when I was in kindergarten. It was
not so much over here, sort of thing. I mean, over here it's almost as cringy as queer kid stuff.
Maybe.
The one I remember, it was just different people celebrate different holidays. Don't worry about it. You don't have to, but it's just what they do. Sort of thing is what the book was about.
I suppose we could all agree with the spirit, not the implementation. When it gets too heavy-handed.
Gender neutral alternative.
Yeah.
Is one of the things.
Like purple penguins and all that shit. Yeah, it's a little too heavy-handed.
I mean, for Christ's sake, you can't even say the nursery rhyme "Blah blah black sheep" anymore because it's racist.
Yeah, well, they're trying to avoid gender neutral fucking stereotypes or the gender pronoun.
Yeah, that's a little far. I mean,
to the point where a child has. I mean, it was a couple of years ago now, sort of thing. Like, probably even more than that. But I remember ages and ages ago, there was a child when this whole thing was like shooting up. A child legitimately, I think it was just after kindergarten, so it'd be like infant school, got expelled for singing "Blah Blah Black Sheep," which their fucking grandparents taught.
What?
Yeah, Blah Blah Black Sheep is fucking harmless.
Yeah.
Well, we had an issue. A kid in the U.S. got suspended from school for drawing the square root symbol.
Yeah, there was that stupid shit.
The proper terminology would be Baba Kang sheep.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, so our viewer has another rebuttal that they wanted to post up. Introducing
This
a
viewer
child.
of yours is very outspoken about his opinions.
Yeah, that's
Why the fuck doesn't he join the channel?
Yeah, just jump into the Discord, man.
Welcome here, bro.
Yeah. I'll post a link for joining in. Give me
Come
just
to
a
us,
moment,
bro.
but I'll go ahead and read it off. Right. Introducing it at childhood would help sad kids get used to it and all that. But if you just throw this stuff at children from day one, what's going to happen is the parents are going to get pissed the fuck off and undo all your work by filling them full of more hatred than they otherwise would.
Fair enough. I can't necessarily disagree with that. However, I think we're at a much different point in time.
Yeah,
it's the shoving it down their throats, I think, is the most important thing. If you do a more broad thing of sort of like tolerance, like people are different, sort of thing, then that'll probably be a better approach as opposed to specifically hammering down one specific subject.
Yeah, and it really should be in a democratic society like we have over here. Then I would urge, if it's that important to you, you should get involved in your child's school programs, the parent-teacher association, and voice your opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Totally agree with
actually, we have a republic society.
Oh, fuck off.
It's a democratic republic.
It's a democratic republic. It's basically an offshoot. Same.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're in voice text one. No, voice chat one.
But,
Please
but
chat one.
is it a democratic people's republic?
It's a democratic republic.
Well, see, the thing of it is that really gets me though is the fact that this weird ass double standard that seems to be gaining so much fucking traction. That's the part I don't understand. It's like it's not difficult to see it, and it's not difficult to even like happen on a daily, and yet it goes unmentioned. That's what the bit that baffles me. It's like, hang on a minute,
it does get mentioned. It's the general public who actually notice this. It's the people up top who think they're pandering to some sort of ideology which they think is more ethical or moral, and they think they're doing the right thing by conforming to it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, remember the chaos that it brought? That whole campaign? It's okay to be white?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it said. And it just brought a whole fucking shitstorm.
I'm sorry, did you just say it's okay to be white?
I'm so offended.
No,
it's
I
superior
absolutely
to be
did
white.
not say that.
It's actually glorious.
I'm offended by the term white. I'm actually an Irish American. Thank you.
Well, in that case, then it's okay to be white.
Well, if you're Irish, if you're Irish,
You gotta get like a slight back of the.
It's okay to be potato.
An anthropomorphic potato.
Is that what I just heard?
As long as you stay away from JF, it is definitely okay to be.
The shade.
Canadian white is really white.
We are on stream for those new arrivals.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we are live on stream. So
Live, nude on stream.
Oh, so wait, wait.
I'll be right back.
Wait.
No,
Hold on, we're live on stream. Anna, you should read that /fic. Live on
Oh
stream.
shit! No, no,
She will.
I'm
no.
already recording that. I need to do it again.
And
Record for
Yeah.
live.
Is it everything you hoped for?
Although, Anna, not to interfere with the creative process,
Mhm.
but something along the lines of holiday, Gorloff, school, squigs. Just
Oh
saying.
dear God!
Well,
Oh
I do
dear
have
God! You
that
work
one
squigs
that I
into
got
it.
out of the NSFW. I do have the one.
So how are you doing
Any
tonight, Anna?
requests for something next time?
That'll probably be tomorrow.
God help us all.
Oh. I love how this starts off just immediately assuming Squigs has never had any kind of sex before, even though we know that's not true.
No. We definitely know that's not true. No, especially since the Grinder profile incident. Have you heard about this yet, Anna?
No, I haven't heard about
Grinder profile incident, you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Okay.
apparently,
Please explain.
Okay. Apparently, Squigs has recently gotten a Grinder profile, and apparently he is very, very popular in his local gay community as a result. Like he was on here freaking out. No, he was freaking out on voice chat. Was it? I think it was yesterday and today. Like, holy shit! Why are they just all sending? What the fuck?
What's left?
He
Because
was
they
talking
wanted
about
that boy
looking
pussy.
instead of a picture of his butthole, and I was like, "But you want
Yeah.
it, right?"
I think he was just amazed. He's like, I just signed up and people want to have sex with me. It's so weird. I love it.
Well, that's how Grinder works, bro.
Yeah, that is exactly.
Go on about it.
Oh.
It's basically the whole premise of
Be
Grinder.
romanced a little first, okay? We gotta let him have that.
You can find some nice traps on Grindr too.
Traps.
Mm.
Are frog traps good?
Frog traps.
That's
The
that
real
is
question
that is a
will
big
Jordan
question.
Peterson use their pronouns?
Oh.
Well, no, that's not even the real question, whether it's pronouns or the fact that they're gay. The real question is always, did Saga know?
Oh yeah, that is true.
Eh.
But okay. So
With
something.
garlic and butter sauce.
Oh God.
Go on.
In relation to some of the stuff discussed on the show tonight, and Jeff isn't here, but if you're watching, I wanted to see if anybody be open to listen to what I had to say about the water pollutants and all that, and like why Jones was actually right, at least in some small degree. On
Oh, the gay bomb thing?
No. It wasn't a gay bomb.
Sargon went over this on Joe Rogan.
Gay bomb.
The gay bomb.
No,
Because
actually,
I know he was at least partially right about the gay bomb thing.
Well, that they were with the gay bomb thing. Yeah, he was partially right, but on the
So that
and it was
means
the
he's
same thing.
potentially right about the.
He's wrong about the source. He's wrong about the source on the water pollutants that are actually affecting not only amphibian but fish and also local wildlife related to the watering holes that a lot of these organisms are having trouble. It's actually a result of cities. It's in large part it's a result of cities and actually things like birth control. It used to be.
That's what Jeff said. Jeff mentioned that during the.
Well,
no,
I personally could tell you I stopped taking birth control after the first month because it made me a nutcase.
Yeah, you're getting pumped full of
also.
shitload of estrogen. That's the whole point of birth control.
Apparently changed.
I'm a fun kind of nutcase now. Thank you very much.
Don't different types of pills affect you differently? Like, can't you try a different brand or something like that?
I haven't since then myself.
Probably not.
Okay.
To what I know, it's all kind of like based around the same concept. But you see, the deal is, and mind you, I do have a little bit of credential behind what I'm about to say. I used to live in a rented room on west side of Houston, right? And the owner of the house who I was renting from the room from was apparently the head of the Houston Plumbers Union. And this extends out pretty far, even beyond Houston, but the deal was the fella actually supervised the construction of a majority of the water treatment plants within the city.
No.
And not only that, but he had experience in other cities on the whole deal. But one of the things was one night. Well, no, it was afternoon. It was one afternoon. He invites me out for a beer and stuff, and we're sitting there talking in the backyard with the dogs. And he tells me, Cal, I'm glad you ain't drinking the water. And I was like, pardon? He says, yeah, I see you bring bottled water into the house all the time and stuff. Little did he know it was just because I was too lazy to walk downstairs and I was drinking. I just wanted bottled water on hand. But he then begins to explain to me that during the construction of all these plants, he was saying that they're under-equipped to be able to handle the intake of some of the chemicals that are dissolved in the water from, just standard usage, waste, and things like that. Essentially, what they would actually need on the plants, instead of just, settling tanks and, all bleach treatments, things like that, they would actually need reverse osmotic filters. And this is pretty much the only way. It's what water distilleries actually use to be able to make distilled water. But the deal is that we are so heavily medicated, especially in the concentrations of cities. And I have gotten into conversations with on here a few times with people regarding the concept of the actual concentrations. Because this is a concept that's been brought up to pharmacology majors, things like that. But they would say, oh no, it's not enough of a trace amount to be able to have any appreciable effects. Well, the Fish and Wildlife or the game department of the U.S. government has a very different tune to sing about this. But essentially the water treatment plants, none of them are equipped with reverse osmotic filters, with very few exceptions in certain rich counties. And so what ends up happening is you have all of these, the psychotropic drugs pissed back out, the birth control, things like that, that all goes into the water table. And it has a pretty stable shelf life. So nearby population, ponds, things like that, it all gets kind of slurried into it. And fish, frogs, and other, aquatic organisms end up being exposed to these chemicals, and it builds up inside of their bodies and causes all kinds of havoc with them. In the case of the frogs themselves, Jeff was right on the concept of, these chemicals are causing the frogs to which normally they have like kind of an ability to shift their gender back and forth depending on if they're in a single
Extreme
sex
circumstances, usually.
Yeah, usually pretty extreme circumstances. But what this is doing is it's triggering those mechanisms within the amphibians, and they get caught in between and become sterile. So their populations take a nosedive, and it's happening a lot with the fish more prominently. So whenever you fuck with the bottom of the food chain, whenever you fuck with the
it starts to filter up.
Yeah. So you have all sorts of new migrations of animals moving away from cities or going in different places, or even just going into the cities trying to find, food, basically, and it causes all kinds of problems. So, yeah.
So I live in an area where we have I live in a town that's very suburban in Connecticut, and it's one of those kind of towns where we just basically decided that we were going to stake out our own ground, where we have our own water supply, we have our own water filtration, we have our own garbage dump, we have our own electric company. Everything is very central, local to this town. So as far as my town is concerned, we probably don't have that high of a risk of that sort of thing outside of the fact that the Quinnipiac River is basically a sewage dump. But no, that's very interesting. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, it's U.S. Fish and Wildlife. I gotta pull up. Let me see if I can pull up the link for you, and I can just toss it in VC. But yeah.
Yeah, if you've got something solid on that, definitely share that.
Right.
So all this to basically say, stop taking birth control and up the bum, no babies. Is it better?
No.
Take the dirt road, so to say.
God damn it. No, clean your
cheap.
fucking. Stop being cheap. No. It's stop being cheap. Fucking clean your water.
Yeah, well, I would say as far as any town is concerned, like just look at Flint. We've got issues.
Flint is an amazing example for that sort of stuff.
We've got some issues with our infrastructure right now and our water treatment and everything on a very basic level, which we totally shouldn't, being one of the richest countries in the goddamn world.
I mean, just because their water catches on fire?
Yeah.
Details.
You'd think America would be all over Flint.
Who doesn't love fireworks?
I mean...
Yeah, but Keki, fucking you in the ass cause you love Jesus, or fuck you in the ass to show love to Jesus? Which one is it?
Well, no, it's just a poop hole loophole.
There you go. There's been several articles published on it, and here is one out of the Independent.
Oh god. That time.
Oh god, what are you people laughing at? I always assume that's going to be bad if you guys are laughing.
That's always bad.
It's always bad. I'll give you that.
Just Kekitrani being Kekitrani.
Okay.
Well, no, Garfunkel and Oates did a whole song
Alright,
about that.
here's your link. I got you.
There you go.
Oh, it's the Independent. Alright, so it's not that bad.
There's also an article for 2016 from National Geographic.
I'll take National Geographic, absolutely.
Okay, there you go.
They're generally pretty reputable.
National Geographic is liberal propaganda.
Oh God, no,
You're thinking of
no,
the Southern Property Law.
no, bad.
National Geographic is liberal propaganda.
Okay.
They're trying to take your guns.
National Geographic.
Literally, just National Geographic is trying to take your guns.
National Geographic supports the Globe Earth conspiracy.
They don't want to ban guns. They want to take
The
their
Globe
guns.
Earth.
Right, Globe.
They want to take them for themselves.
Take the guns.
Swat
They want our
Vermont.
guns.
Glover's conspiracy.
Stupid Maples, Linky, and
I want to remind you all that today's show is brought to you by our fine friends producing water filters. It's a fine American product, and we greatly encourage all of you to go out there and buy them.
Right now in voice chat.
What the fuck?
Big floppy American titties is trying to steal our memes.
Gator, don't you mean the show is brought to you by the water force filtration?
Is it Monsanto?
Man Santo, I like it.
Santo.
I think
the water force filtration system that uses soy to filter the water.
Hmm? What did you say?
Who? There were two
Brought to
people.
you by the
Right,
YouTube. It's a grant by the
What else?
Adolf Foundation and viewers like yourself.
And viewers like you.
Okay, so now that he's done talking, what I was saying, Gator, was the show's brought to you by Waterforce, the filtration system that uses soy to completely purify the water. None of the deadly chemicals that turn the frogs gay will be left in the water.
It'll utterly destroy it.
Use Waterforce.
It is a revolution.
Once you use
This is a game changer. It's a
is the
complete
purest water
360
you will
win. You know I'm all about that 360 win.
I don't drink the water anyway.
Well, here's the other problem that you do face. In most of the water bottling plants and stuff like that, their filtration is much better. Like, in all truth and honesty, it's
like slightly better.
It's slightly better. It's yeah. They're still taking from municipal sources to be able to bottle. Like I know Ozarka, I know Nestle, and a bunch of other ones have gotten in trouble.
Oh, Nestle, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nestle's supposed to be fucking tap water.
Yeah, yeah.
Nestle are complete fucking scumbags. The way they just install a plant somewhere, drain all of the local water.
Or Nestle, isn't Nestle like against the gays or something like that? Like I thought
Something
they were
like that. Nestle has had some horrific problems. Like they have done some really nasty stuff.
Horrible
with
shit.
employees. Yeah.
Overall.
And not only that, but like what was it? They were half responsible for the shit in Flint too. They dumped a shitload of chemicals and sludge and stuff into the local water supply.
Yeah, and none of the good ones.
I was never a fan of Nestle. Cadbury's chocolate forever, in my opinion.
It's
Nestle owns...
Nestle actually wanted to.
A friend of mine
privatize
sent me some chocolate
Cadbury.
from over in Britain, and I'm basically jaded to all American chocolate.
Yeah. There's American chocolate is garbage. My uncle brought me back Belgian chocolate from
What was it? It was
expeditions.
What's my favorite thing? The flake bar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, tell you what.
I had an orgasm in my mouth, not like that, but oh my god, I had an orgasm.
Ooh, tell me more. Hey, how's it going, NMC?
Doing alright, what the hell did I just
Hey,
walk
NMC.
The after show, buddy. We're on Twitch.
Chocolate, so we'll bring like dairy milk, we'll bring flakes, we'll bring.
Yes, he sent me some dairy milk, and I was making. It was still in the middle of the winter. It was like January, so I was making hot chocolate at the time, and I kept like just throwing squares into my hot chocolate, and oh my
Dude,
god.
that's exactly what you're supposed to do with it. You lazy.
Chuck it in your mouth and then you take a sip. And let it melt in your mouth.
Oh. It was so good. I still have a couple of chocolate frogs that he sent me that I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, incidentally, I think it's pretty appropriate that I have the Dwarf Fortress theme going in the background right now, specifically because we have Leslie on the show tonight.
The historic legend himself.
Yeah!
I just want to share a headline I just found.
Okay.
Vegans protest in front of restaurant. Owner responds by butchering animals in front of them.
Oh shit!
Well done.
I linked that a few days ago.
He's my man.
I saw that the other day, and I was just like, yes. Good job.
That man is my hero.
Because of it.
It's almost as good as there was some anchor that ate like a steak in front of some vegan.
Like, I got no problem. Elma, that is beautiful. I'm putting that up on stream. Oh my god, that is fucking amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
exactly what
there
I
we
was
go.
looking at. Yeah. That's exactly what I was looking at. Thank you, Rice.
Also nice, Rice.
Very, very nice.
I love that meme. How do you know someone's vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yes, a vegan, a CrossFit enthusiast, and God, what was the other one? I don't know. I'll throw one in. SJW walk into the bar. How do you know?
Because they told you.
Yeah.
You invite a group of people over for a dinner party. One of them tells you you're vegan. What is your response? Oh, shame. Going hungry. Never mind, eh?
Would you like some water, I guess?
Yeah.
How do you know whether someone hates Nazis or not? They'll call you
They'll
a Nazi.
tell you.
Don't worry.
Oh. Seems about accurate.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Alright.
Researchers have found out that plants know they're being eaten.
What?
Hey guys.
Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah.
Vegans gotta eat air now.
Okay, you might want to
gotta
check.
eat air now.
You might
I
want to check
actually
voice
saw
text
that.
1 because you got to keep in mind. You really have to keep in mind here that hashtag not all vegans, because you have to remember this man is a vegan too. You have to keep in mind hashtag not all vegans.
Oh
Who the
shit!
fuck is
Hashtag
that?
Dave Armello.
Anthony
Hashtag
Fantano.
Dave Armello.
Who the fuck is Anthony
fucking,
Fantano?
That's
best
Fantano.
teeth in the fucking game.
I mean, I have no life. I basically spend all of my days inside of my house because fuck people. But at the same time, like, I don't know who half these goddamn people are.
He's
Who the fuck
actually,
is Anthony Fantano?
also in Connecticut. So,
Oh wow! All right, good for him. He sucks too, I guess.
You guys see the back and forth between
For those of
Bearing
you who
and
don't know
Vegan
about
Games a while
the
back?
finer points of Anthony Fantano, do a YouTube search for "That Is the Plan."
Okay.
You'll find his deleted meme channel.
Oh god.
A deleted meme channel. Okay.
Yeah, he was doing like a shitlordy meme channel, and he got raked over the coals bad for it. Because they found out, like,
I used
oh
to
my
shit
god,
post
he's
on my
a
main channel too, and then I decided to get.
Well, no, they were
serious
like,
for
oh
some
my
reason.
god, Fantano's actually one of these alt-right 4chan users.
Oh, because anybody who shit posts is a goddamn alt-right
Yeah,
4chan user.
Even the lowly neckbeards on TG like me, who, you know.
Excuse me, nigga. I came from B. I don't know who Pole is. I don't know what they do over there, but I came from B.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Be gone.
I haven't been on B since I was in my teens.
Well, I was on B pre-Boxy.
I was around the time when Boxy came around.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and
right
throw
about
some
when
out.
Boxy became a thing, I fucked off, and apparently Boxy became this like weird teal-haired SJW nutbag. So I'm glad I fucked off.
Why are
around
you
during the
surprised?
fucking, Chris Chan days.
Oh god.
The what?
Chris
The
Chan.
Chris Chan days.
Yeah,
Chris
before
Chan? No,
that.
I heard about that after, but oh my god, what a train wreck.
God,
You hear that?
fucking
You know what's the
nutbar.
best thing about Chris Chan? And I'm just stumbling on this, like obviously, now I think 7 or 8 years after this all happened. Did you know that Chris Chan was at the fucking Unite the Right rally?
What?
What?
Really?
When,
Yeah,
where do you got?
Because
Come
I
on,
guess,
you gotta source
Chris
that
Chan's
shit.
a she
The one
now.
in
She lives
Charlottesville?
Yeah. Chris Chan, I guess, is a she now, and she lives in Charlottesville. And she walked
Okay,
up,
number
apparently
one,
said hi
Chris
to
Chan
Richard
is not a
Spencer.
she. That is not a thing.
Yeah, Chris Chan is now Christine Weston Chandler.
Yep.
Alright.
That's
A they.
the thing.
Well, if they believe that, I will call them they. I will call them they to be polite, because I'm more polite on the internet than I am in real life.
Yeah,
Alright.
well, here is
That's a
female.
rare trait.
Yeah, I'm a rare breed. Jesus!
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's
post
bad.
sex change. I still see I see a
I'm
5 o'clock
joking.
shadow, and I feel
I'm
bad that
joking.
they have bigger tits than I do.
I'm joking, obviously. But still, Chris Chan was.
I
at the
grew
fucking
mine
Unite the Right
naturally.
rally.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think Chris
Yep.
Chan was like
100%
on
organic.
video shaking hands with fucking
No-
Richard Spencer. or
no
some shit.
GMO.
Yeah, they were at the Unite the Right rally. Too bad they weren't in front of that goddamn car, right? Oh.
What's funny
Damn.
is that Chris Chan
Salty.
apparently, despite being a massive tranny, still rabidly hates the gays.
How do you even? That.
I guess it
I
takes
think
all
my brain
sorts.
just blue screened. Fuck. How do we? I can't even. I can't. I just went full white girl. I can't even.
Do you need a PSL to sort of process this?
What the
all?
fuck is a PSL?
Pumpkin spice latte.
No, I hate pumpkin spice anything.
Coffee's meant to be drank black and
I don't
bitter.
like coffee.
So,
Oh, I love.
I drink
coffee.
Monster.
Gay. I can't stand. How can you drink that fucking piss? I can't stand
Because
Monster.
it tastes like the sweet nectar off of the tits of the gods to me. Thank you.
Oh God, I can't do it. It's
Cats aren't good.
It's too.
You heard it.
It's no. No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I don't like any other energy drink though. All of them taste like what I imagine piss tastes like.
I just drink.
But Monster, for whatever reason, just anytime it hits my lips, it's just, oh. I feel like a human.
I generally end up like
drinking Monster right now. The white one.
I'll drink Red Bull.
It's keeping
Oh my
me from
God!
doing
Who just played that? Who just played that? We need to paddle faster.
Where are you, boy? You got a real pretty mouth.
There he is.
I heard you got a pretty
Oh my
mouth.
God, heretic. Also, no. You guys gotta put.
Squeal, piggy.
You gotta.
Squeal for me, piggy.
You gotta put a lot more into it.
You
got a
pretty mouth.
You got a pretty mouth, boy. We're gonna
You can
make
do the
you
best
squeal
read,
Yeah, shit
good.
going in voice text one. So
We need
we
a
all know about the best team in the
recompetition.
game.
No recompetition. We'll all go
Please.
deaf.
Just turn the volume down a bit.
No,
Yeah.
I can't because I'm streaming, so I have to audio monitor.
Yeah, well, you can
Oh, well,
start
get
off.
good, motherfucker.
Shit.
Step up your game, son.
So
Get some format. But...
If
So
you're
Gator-
cold, they're cold. Bring them inside.
Gator, since you're streaming, am I not able to play my Aloha Snack Bar audio clip?
What the fuck is this goddamn
What the fuck is this?
just degeneracy? Lassie.
Let's see. What is this? What is this shenanigans? It's unicorn.
See, this is
coming rainbows.
This is where I agree with the hardcore conservatives. Okay, the sexual
It looks like
revolution
something
was a
Undoomed
mistake.
made. Like,
Is that the gender unicorn?
I think it is. I think it's the
No,
gender
no,
unicorn.
you see, you're missing it. Because it's spraying out and off the screen, it's missing you with that gay shit. Come on, people.
It's missing
the
you with that
walls.
gay shit.
You're getting a nice misting, my dude.
This
Oh,
is why we
God.
need the Mike Pence portable kit, which is basically just a battery with a couple of jumpers.
No, it's just a big fuck
little
off kettle
pincer.
jigger.
It's called the little pincer starter kit.
Yeah.
Eventually, you will rank up. You will level up in your ability to handle the gaze.
Yeah.
And
By
you will
handle,
and you will
mean
become
fry.
the hero from what was that fucking game? Infamous.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh my god.
I'm only vaguely aware that Infamous was a thing, so.
It was a good game.
Like-
It was actually a really good game.
Like it in the crapper, get the zapper.
Well, if you like the cock, you get the shuck.
Oh.
Goddamn right.
Apparently Jeff is going. Oh wait, no. Yeah, Jeff is going live in like 45 minutes.
Why is Jeff? What is Jeff doing?
He did this the other day.
Idea.
He
It's just,
restarted
it's
the
just
stream.
a
Gaming stream.
Oh, I
Damn
guess.
it.
It just says
I guess he's
March 20.
Yeah, well, I guess he's
No.
like he's gonna do shit face gaming right now or something like that.
Shit face gaming.
I think it says
Maybe.
it's his wingnut
What is he
roundup
playing?
is what Jay
Yeah,
was
he did
right.
say he was going to do Wingnut Roundup.
Yeah, that's sometime. I don't know.
That's in
Well, at least he's waiting until you guys
One
are done.
running on repeat.
I agree. I agree with that, Keki.
I agree with that. I agree. I agree.
No, that brings me back to my 19th.
Oh my god, like
The last time I was
don't-
up in Manchester, Nick showed me that because I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about, and I just lost my shit.
What the Freedom Tunes?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
I just saw that
That
the other
one-
day, and it was ridiculous.
The cartoon Ben Shapiro just like, look, he's been agreeing with all of us this entire time.
Like I don't like follow Freedom Tunes very much, but that was worth watching. Just that
Yes.
That one.
I have the mashed potatoes. I have the turkey.
Yeah,
I have the,
exactly.
I have the,
Yeah.
All right, my wife's a doctor, gang. I'm sorry, gang. I just got back. I was a doctor. Yeah, my wife's a doctor. His wife's a doctor. Google Gaga, my mom's a doctor, folks.
I'm sorry. The fact that you
kind of a
willingly give up
freaky-
your mashed potatoes does not mean that I need to give up my asparagus for you.
Somebody's
Ben
saying
Shapiro is honestly just unfairly handsome. That needs to stop.
somebody's sing that Flans theme song.
Back and repeat that.
No.
Ben Shapiro is unfairly handsome?
Really?
What?
And today, an unpopular opinion.
Oh.
Really?
Here we go.
He's not a bad looking dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
You know, for
I
a dude.
lie, and I couldn't do Shapiro without a fucking.
Oh
I don't
fuck!
know.
Apparently, Hi, I Think I'm Real is going live now too.
Oh my god, everyone's
Someone-
stepping all over my time slot. You
Really?
sons of
Apparently,
bitches.
it's time for some blood sports with Hi, I
Do you
Think I'm
want that
Real.
face between
I don't
your
know
legs?
about Ben Shapiro, but Abigail Shapiro.
Yeah, I would agree on Abigail
I
Shapiro.
know, if we're talking
No,
about
no.
stunning blokes
She got a
on
nose.
media,
She got a nose that'll
Justin
sink a
Wang
tank.
all the way.
Sink a tanker.
Whoa.
Wang?
Justin
no,
Wang
no,
is a
Ab-
fucking man.
Oh no,
Because,
not Wang.
Yes.
I'm saying what's it? Abigail Shapiro. I said that's a honker that could sink a tanker. Fucking iceberg.
The thing that I'm gonna care about is making sure she doesn't hurt herself while she's, servicing me.
Yeah, she got pretty big fun bags.
Okay, alright. Voice chat one with Mayday. Okay, he's got some better pictures than that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I just grabbed one. First
human.
one.
Okay.
He
Also in
looks human
voice
in that
text
one.
one. Not gonna lie, this guy's the real pussy magnet over here.
Oh, just beautiful, just beautiful.
I'm an American. I've got blood running through my veins.
Hot blood.
I got
Red.
red blood. It's coming fast.
Coming fast.
Wait. Should I play the should I play the Alex Jones remix?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay.
Guys, before I got an announcement to make, you can get 30% off Super Male Vitality.
Get 30% off Super Male Vitality. It's the ultimate game changer.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get a shirtless Alex statue for free.
Okay. You guys have the fuck it. I'll just post it in the Discord.
Or you could just chug a bunch of
The
bird
post
shot.
in the what?
Oh, the.
What? Oh, the gay frogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's my absolute favorite one.
It's really good.
Yeah, okay, alright. Racer's got one. Look at this dapper motherfucker.
Have you heard the Bon Iver remix of Alex Jones?
The what?
And Anna just has suit porn ideations. There we go.
It has to be that.
Okay.
Well, as you know, every lady's crazy for a sharp dressed man.
I'll agree with this.
Okay, I
I
gotta
will
say,
agree with this.
For those of y'all who know, Michael Knowles.
I can't wear
What
suits.
the
Just
fuck
look
are you
like
sending to me right now?
For those of
I
y'all who
wish I
aren't in
could-
the
Who
know,
the fuck is Charlie Kirk?
I
Charlie
wish I
Kirk
could.
is that shithead who runs Turning Point.
Yeah, I wish.
No, this guy looks like he's had more soy than I have. Fuck off.
Legit though,
For those of y'all
I
who aren't
envy
in the
the
know,
shit out of Nick being able to pull off the what was it, the
Gator?
Oxford and Invest.
Oh my god.
Like with the pocket watch and everything. Holy crap, that son of a bitch.
He fucking kills me with that shit.
Does anyone here know about how building computers?
I do. I think almost everyone in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but
I'm trying to get like a computer made and then sent to me because I don't want to fuck with it myself. I understand that
it's
building
actually-
computers is like Legos for grown-ups.
It
Yeah,
really
it's
is easy shit.
stupid
God
easy, man.
damn it.
I don't know.
Yeah, really?
Velociraptor, distance raptor over time raptor.
Okay, you gotta check this out. God damn it, that scroll by way too quick on repost.
What?
Was that
Only
saying?
90s
Biggest
kids will
question.
remember this anime classic. I
This
don't
is
recognize
who-
this.
This is who
And I was
That is
born in
me.
89.
Who was
Yeah, I
who
don't
was
remember
asking
that
about that computer?
I was.
That is a hentai classic by the name of Bible Black Friend.
Oh shit.
What?
I must have
Yeah.
blacked that out of my mind.
Computer. I'm just gonna send you a link.
Okay.
I
Just go
had
to
a friend who
PC
had
Hard
it on
Picker and go
DVD.
from
She
there.
was obsessed with it. is like bizarre.
I had really good. They did a really good job.
There's a lot of people that were like really into that.
I've had it for years. And
I don't actually like the thing. I was like, I don't actually know what I want to put in the computer.
How much can you afford?
What's your budget? That really defines it more than anything else, man.
Around less than or around 2,000.
Let me smash,
Oh
Becky.
shit! You'll be able to get away with pretty much everything.
Just go pick one. You'll probably be fine.
Hang on a second. Who are you on this? Who are you on the server again? One looking for a computer?
What?
You. And Ulchaban. Okay, you. You're the one looking for the computer?
Tim.
Okay, your budget's 2K. 1 second, I'm gonna whip up a part list for you.
Wow, you can actually.
2K? That's not bad. That's not bad for a computer, man.
You can actually
you
afford a
can
graphics card right now.
Hang on.
That right away. One of the things I thought about doing is because I live on a boat.
On a boat.
I have a water extract port in the side and like my living area underneath the deck.
On a motherfucking boat.
So I thought about doing water cooling where it just sucks water in and then spits it back out.
No, it doesn't work that way.
No.
Yeah, that would take it well above 2,000. I'll say that.
Oh.
Are you going to build it, or are you just going to buy it?
That part I could do. I'm not going to get somebody to come live on my boat while they
I'm on a
figure that
boat
shit out.
like Leo.
Nah, you'll be fine. I mean, your biggest question is AMD versus Intel.
I prefer Intel just because.
I would actually suggest.
Intel's generally reliable.
Intel's pretty
Yeah,
alright, but
reliable.
AMD actually the latest generations have shown that AMD.
The latest generation AMD is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll get an AMD if I was going to build one right now.
That's what I'm getting soon.
Ryzen chip.
AMD is also a lot better. Like if you're doing like
Rhino in voice chat once is AMD.
Look,
Yeah,
I do 3D modeling for a living, and my current rig is an AMD.
Yeah.
I have not regretted that build.
Yeah, because
I'll make
it's a
one
lot
AMD
better.
one
It's a lot better for processing
Oh, we
and
have
stuff
some
like that.
we have some conflicting opinions. We've got in voice chat one we have Rhino saying fuck Intel for gaming, and Quick Death says AMD is the best for gaming.
I've never had any issues. I've had my AMD for a while, and I've never had any gaming issues whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same here. I've actually had less issues with AMD components than I've had with Intel. Like
with,
my
AMD.
I have heard there has been some issues as far as other parts plus Intel being an issue.
Well, do you know
Whereas
the actual
AMD
reason?
has generally not had that same problem.
Well, wait. Do you know?
I actually don't physically. I don't know what the problem is because I have computer tech knowledge, but my knowledge is not in hardware; it's in software.
The reason I would think physically people might not like AMD is because they use pins instead of the just
Yeah,
the
their PGA shit fucking sucks.
Well, hold on,
That shouldn't be a deciding factor.
Well, let me give a what was it, a reasoning behind a lot of the issues that you come across. Like, okay, the way that you usually get a CPU is that you're culturing a silicon bulle, which is like basically growing a big silicon crystal, and you slice it into pieces to be able to to make your chips. Well, in the case of it with Intel, they generally the faulty chips end up being the lower grade chips, so they have sectors that are just completely unusable inside of the chip itself. They make basically the same chip every time, and so for like the i5 or the i7, it's just the single chip that they're constructing, and if it has faults, it goes to different grades. And with AMD, they actually engineer each one of their chips to be specifically.
No, AMD do the exact same thing.
They do. Everybody does that. It's not.
Yeah.
I know that they usually try and target a little bit tighter on the things that they do, though.
No, they're both the same in terms of their production. When it comes to faulty cores, they just go, nope, we'll just disable one and put it down, downgrade it to like a 1600X.
Okay.
Which I'm use.
Another thing though is make sure you use the Samsung solid state if you're gonna do it.
It doesn't really matter either.
Yeah,
you can get a
the
Kingston, you can
850
get a
Evos
Corsair.
and 960 Evos are great, but the problem is they are expensive as fuck.
Yeah, but if you
No,
get a
that's
$2
the
grand limit, you
pros
can
that
get
are
a solid
expensive.
state pretty cheap. I mean,
But
every
for gaming
AMD I've
wise-
had, every AMD part that I've had, I've always had issues with.
I'm not like I
now.
want to spend
Seriously?
exactly $2,000, but that's the most I could just
Damn,
drop.
Jeff, you cutting all over me, buddy.
Oh yeah. Jeff went live.
Oh, in 5
so
minutes,
bye.
yeah.
I'm out of here.
Jeff went live.
No, he said he was gonna go sooner. So bye
He's a
guys.
bitch,
I'm
nigga.
going to that better stream. You know, the one at
Oh, yeah, I see how it is.
YouTube
I
channel.
see how it is.
God
you
damn.
fucker.
I have a YouTube channel
The guy
too.
that we're a fan of, rather than hanging out.
Damn.
I see how it is.
Cold.
You unreliable. You just there's no loyalty.
I'm gonna go link Jeff's.
Quivering there, right, Sue? Let's just.
Where did he go live from, by the way?
I'm gonna link Jeff's live stream in the Voice Text 1 channel so that everyone
On
here
Twitch?
can be sure to tune in to that live stream.
God
You know
damn,
Jeff's
man, that's
live
fucked up.
stream?
That's fucked up.
Okay, I don't see him on Twitch number 1, which I automatically host him.
I
Two,
auto-host
I don't
him,
see
too.
him on
It's on his
YouTube.
YouTube
So where the
channel.
fuck did he? Where? What?
I linked it.
What?
It's on his YouTube channel. He's not live yet. It's in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
In 4. Okay.
Oh,
All
you're not
right.
Leaving, you're leaving early. Okay.
We don't need
Oh,
you.
damn.
We don't need you.
We don't want your kind here.
Yeah.
Oh,
But when it came
bitch.
down to the
what's
all
going on?
stage,
Here we go.
I worked
I popped in the chat just to say "way to be cunt."
I mean, Gator, if you're jealous that he's
That's
got
alright.
this
That's
better
alright.
channel, then
He can stream all he wants. I still have my 2 out of 3 wins against him in Mortal Kombat. He can bitch all he wants about the lag.
I want
about the lag, but he's lying. He's a lying cunt.
I want to start a fighter tournament.
we
of
still
blood.
need a rematch
We need a blood sport fighting circle here in the server.
He's a lying cunt.
Real blood
We
sports.
fought some good fights. We fought some good fights through the lag, and then when the lag was done, I still won 2 out of 3. So he can fuck off.
When I was in high school.
2 out of 3.
Okay, I've got the I just chat together 2 pretty quick part lists.
Alright.
Way.
Okay.
I
I'm
still need a
ready to
rematch
tell
with
in an
Jeff to
AMD.
break our tie in Golf with Friends.
The only reason
Alright.
I lost that one match is because I switched off of Melina onto Katana.
Chemistry teacher to start a fight club.
Melina's awesome.
And the school.
She's always better than
I
Katana.
That's my main. And all MK.
I'm sorry. So, what the fuck did you do in high school?
When I was in high school, it would have been my second year. I almost got my chemistry teacher to start a fight club.
Oh shit!
What?
Fuck yeah!
That's amazing.
Okay, I think I can
No,
top
that's
that.
No
sad.
fucking way. Like, he put me in his office and he said, "There's no fucking way."
Good.
Okay, I think I can top that in terms of ridiculousness. In my senior year of high school, a couple friends of mine got like up all the way up to the principal who fucking vetoed it, but every other teacher and shit was all like, "Sure, let's just do this," because they had no idea what the fuck it was. They were legit gonna start up a G-Time Johnny G-Timers of the Tech Age Club.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Okay. I've got a serious question. Would you recommend just Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat XL? Which is the...
I got
the
gifted
complete-
XL.
You got gifted... Is it good?
Yeah, it's I enjoy it.
I've been wanting to get some fighting games because like all I have is Guilty Gear Atsuka, Blaze Blue,
Oh,
and
Guilty Gear.
dude, I love Guilty
Oh.
Gear. I love the fuck out of Guilty Gear.
Excuse me while I
but-
touch myself.
well, the problem is Atsuka was it's the port. It's the it's the port of the shitty arcade one where you had to worry about facing. So you have a button for facing now. So
Oh god, fuck me dead, no.
yeah, it's bad for a Guilty Gear game. It's actually
At the
bad.
bottom of my desk, take a picture of it, post it, and say, "Rate my setup."
Well, okay. So
and Guilty Gear's basically been my thing since Guilty Gear X.
Yeah.
Nothing on the desk.
I have X. I have double X. Double X on.
Double X is my favorite.
Yeah, that's the one I have on
Guilty-
PS2 where it came
and the
with the
one
disc.
right after that has Order Soul.
Voice Text 1 is me during every fight.
Let me see. Mash all the buttons.
Every single one.
Okay, so for basically any fighting game, if that's your strategy, I can tell you which character to pick.
I didn't know you liked fighting games like that.
Honestly, I don't play PvP anymore because I get.
No, fighting games are my fucking thing.
I get competitive.
I felt so lonely on all of this. Where have you been? I need a fighting partner. Fuck!
I think all you gotta do is win fucking Mortal Kombat is pick send out and just basically mash buttons while hitting down, back, down, back, down, back. Win match. Done.
All you have to do is low kick, low kick, low kick.
Oh,
low
this
kick,
makes
low
me
kick.
sad.
Find that one move and spam it.
I just looked at the Tekken 7 because I was wanting to pick it up along with Mortal Kombat and what's it, Elite Dangerous, because it's on 75% off right now. But
oh my god, Elite Dangerous looks amazing.
How is
Elite Dangerous 2 years ago when it was 90% off, and I've never played it because my computer can't really run it.
It is stupidly complicated. It's stupid complicated. My roommate, she has it and she plays the living fuck out of it. But the way she ends up playing it, it's Space Trucker.
Is it sort of like Diet Eve Online?
Oh hell no!
No.
In terms of
it's not even the same game.
In terms of complexity,
I refuse to play it without a HOTAS setup with the flight stick and
Basically, to play Elite Dangerous, you have to have a really, really good computer, really, really good graphics card or integrated graphics, depending on what you're doing. It has to be top goddamn notch. Otherwise, you're missing out on a whole lot. Right now, apparently, they have a lot of issues with. Since they have recently gone past, what was it? They gone past the beta into the actual release. So there's like some.
They're on season
2. Okay, so the season 2 release, I guess, has some issues with some of the questing or whatever, which doesn't really matter if you're one of those kind of people that just generally explores outside of doing most of the questing. But if you're one of those hardcore questers, I guess there's an issue with some of the quests itself and how the money works and stuff like that, where basically instead of just going in and slicing up very intricately the quests to make them more fair for most people, they just removed them. Which you guys need to call up Blizzard and learn how to do an MMO.
Look, from someone who actually plays the game, can I bring in a little defense?
Sure.
I love this game. I've been putting so much time into it, but I really only play it with friends, mostly because of I can agree with the quest system. There's not really much of a quest system, but I can go bounty hunting, I can go space trucking, I can go pirating, I can go mining if I want. It's just, instead of having a set like Halo or Call of Duty where it's just run and gun and they give you a linear path, it's here you are in the middle of fucking nowhere. Here's a ship. Go have fun, and then just to pick what you want.
Which I really like that about that game.
Is it a game that like all of us on the server should pick up and start a faction in or something?
Yes.
Which would be cool.
What game?
I play Star Trek Online, and it just looks like a lot bigger and a lot more polished version.
I've played Star Trek Online, and the one thing that's head and heels over Star Trek Online about this game is it's not pay to win. Star Trek is. And I played Star Trek Online for
It kinda is. It really kinda is.
I played it for a long time, and I loved it.
I picked it up a couple of months ago, and I've really enjoyed playing it as much as I have, but I can really see where if you have money, you can get a lot better at that faster than most people. It's just...
Especially with
and I don't have that kind of money, but at the same time, I don't care. I'm just playing to have fun at this point.
And
so.
I can understand that. I really can. I just recommend, they'll nickel and dime you to death, so be careful about it. But I mean, I won't begrudge anybody. I won't begrudge anybody enjoying the game. By all means, I go back and play it every now and again just for shits and giggles. But I would play if we started a faction. Hell yeah, I'd help you guys learn the controls.
Liviana.
I've got one of the biggest ships in the game.
Liviana has an actual thing.
I haven't logged into Star Trek Online in forever.
Yeah.
I've got like an admin like me.
Oh my god, my system's freaking out right now.
And of course, most of my characters are, my main character, of course, is a big cat.
Where the hell
about Star Trek Online is definitely the different kind of builds you have. Like, I have a build specifically designed to steal other people's power and give it to me.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there without shields and engines and weapons.
Oh yeah.
With Elite Dangerous, the major part that I've seen from the friend of mine that plays, he does mostly just exploration and
And they have planetary landings now where you
bringing shit from what point A to point B kind of missions, like.
Yeah, but there's bounty
What
hunting
game
as
are we
well.
talking about?
There's combat, there's bounty hunting, which I do a hell of a lot of, like outfitting. I have a huge ship called an Imperial Cutter, and I've kitted it out for combat.
Yes, I have
and it
seen
kicks
this
ass.
thing and it looks beautiful.
I have it, and I love it. And I have little fighters that launch out, and that's the great thing. If we have groups doing it, I can launch a fighter out. You can join my crew and take control of that fighter.
Nice.
And I can see you on my ship.
Yeah, he was just telling me the other day where they just recently put in a thing where you could jump into another person's ship.
Yep.
And
we can
control
join
their
wings.
thing.
Yeah, we can join wings to where we can get. You have to do either or because they think it's unfair. You're either in a wing, but if you have a crew member, a human crew member, then you have to just do that. You can't have a wing, and they thought it was unfair, which is understandable. But yeah, the wing system's awesome. Being able to support anybody. I mean, and there's no like, if you have the smallest ship in the game, as long as you're careful, you'll be fine. And there's insurance on all your ships. So the one rule I have: never fly without rebuy, because it's bad. I spent months working up to getting the Imperial Cutter, and if I fly without rebuy and I blow up, I'll go back to the first ship in the game and no money.
Oh, fuck.
Be careful. There are consequences.
Yeah, well, luckily he tends to stay away from anything that's going to make him have to do that. So.
Jeff's live right now.
I love
just
the
so you guys
concept.
Jeff's live.
We know.
Yeah, I linked it in the
We're
Voice
doing our
61
thing.
channel.
Cocksucker. I'm gonna jump in this chat and call him a cocksucker. 1 second.
But if anybody has any questions on either, Star Trek Online or Elite Dangerous, happy to play with you and have fun or whatever.
You know what we all gotta buy and just play for the lulz is fucking No Man's Sky.
God no.
Oh my god.
That game's got a lot. No.
Fuck
that game is much fucking better.
As wide as the ocean, but not
Way better.
drown in. No thank you.
What?
No.
It's not like it was when it first launched. It has a lot of content now. There's more diversity.
I don't want to
Before
support
it
your
looked like
idea of game making. If you can't release a fully formed game, then I don't want to fucking support you.
Wait,
I want to
wait.
support the developer.
Hold on.
I popped in, called
One
him
of
a
your
cocksucker.
major things you stated was that it's got more diversity now. Don't we get enough of that diversity bullshit from RL?
I think he meant like in terms of biomes and shit.
What I like about Star Trek Online is basically I can fuck off into a corner of the galaxy and not have to deal with anybody.
The terrain
My favorite
is
thing-
much better. The ships are pretty good.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, my favorite thing with No Man's Sky was when the official Hello Games Twitter account tweeted out No Man's Sky was a mistake.
No, Lord.
And
Well,
if
alright,
anybody
Derek.
wants to if anybody wants to add me on Steam, my Steam name and my name in Elite Dangerous are exactly the same as here. So.
Yeah, same here. If you want to add me on Steam, it's Anna Had Hearts. You can.
I think I've already got you added, but wait.
I think you probably do, but if you don't,
you
go
friends
ahead and
with
add me.
Steam.
I don't care. Just don't send me any stupid shit, because I'm signed into more than one computer, and I'm sure the people who are sharing my account don't want to see that bullshit.
Pics on Steam then. Gotcha.
Can you send pictures through
Malari.
Steam yet?
Yeah, don't send me any dick pics.
Steam or in general.
Not through Steam, at least.
Give it to you, but for the intent that somebody else who shares your account will get it.
Okay.
Sam
Yeah.
From Cornland.
People gifted me today. I got PUBG today, and I got Golf with Friends. So
If you got PUBG, me and Pabros will probably get you through the route. Get you. What's that?
I'm terrible
we'll
at
show you the ropes.
shooters.
That's the acronym I was looking at. I am
Yeah,
shit at
I
it
am
too.
absolutely
I would be worse
shit
at
at
it.
shooters.
I've actually played this game.
If there are environment things for me to focus on to fuck with, I will absolutely do that and not be any sort of help in any sort of part of the game. But if that's how I was in Halo. I played Halo simply just to fuck with the person I was dating at the time.
I miss Halo LAN parties. Those were fun.
do have
Yeah,
a Discord.
screw that. I used to
I
go.
would play Halo just to tell that the person that I was dating at the time that he was gay.
I used
And
to go to Zoomland.
Anna, that's just for you in voice text 1.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Couldn't help it.
I have said this more than once, where I have never received an unsolicited dick pic.
Sorry about that.
I have never received an unsolicited dick pic except for those.
Well, now that you said something, you're probably gonna get.
No, you say that, but anytime I say that, like, somebody gets onto, like, Twitter or whatever and DMs me and sends me, like, a picture of, like, Dick Cheney or some shit.
Never once have I taken a picture of myself naked or of myself just in general. I plan to stick to that unless I'm doing it as a joke.
Oh, well, if you want to see my tits, just go into NSFW, like, right now. Like, literally right now.
I was surprised by how much I needed that and didn't know it.
Mm-hmm. They are
the
fierce
best
and
argument
glorious.
against not sending or uploading dick pics is, you know, that shit's going to Mark Zuckerberg. Like, you fucking know it. Like,
he's gender sin.
And not to mention Facebook fucking asking for your nudes a while back in case your account got hacked. And they started.
Yeah,
we need to verify whether or not revenge porn was sent of you. So send us your nudes so we can cross-reference them.
Good lord.
The only reason I haven't deleted Facebook is because, one, I manage the YouTube Saints Facebook page, and two, I have the improv thing that I do on occasion that I've been doing for the last couple of years where they need me on Facebook to get a hold of me for. Otherwise, I would have deleted that months ago.
Yeah.
Like, literally right after the election. Like...
You guys were talking about setting up a group in Elite Dangerous. I have some Australian friends who have a section they've taken over as their group, and it's called the Cunty League.
The Cunty League.
I like that. I like that.
I dig it.
Cunty League. Great guys, every one of them. And gals.
Also, one thing that I regret for tonight, fucking Rice, you taking off. I wanted to fucking pick his brain over today about, because he's our local ANCAP, right? I was talking to him last night while, what was it? We were playing Overwatch, I think. I was pretty drunk. But I was telling, or no, it was League. We were playing League. And,
no, I haven't played League of Legends in, like, years.
Dude, I only, like, recently started picking it back up. I, like, played a few pickup games with Jeff and, like, some friends, and that's about it. I don't play,
I only
like,
play Jinx, otherwise I won't fucking play it.
I treat it like a fighting game, so I try and get good with whatever characters that I have available to me. I used to play it pretty competitively, and then I just, like, I couldn't take it.
Well, the only reason I started to play it was because there was a dude I was fooling around with at the time that was into it, so...
Yeah. That's usually how it goes. But no. Point was, Raisu, I was like, okay, so you're our ANCAP and everything. What? So, unmitigated capitalism is okay. How does the Banana Republics make you feel in relation to that?
Banana Republic.
No. Like the legit.
Didn't do nothing.
Yeah. So that's what I mean about Banana Republics.
Well, anytime you say Banana Republic, I immediately think of the mall store Banana Republic.
Anytime you say Banana Republic, I think of banana hammocks.
Well, like I knew about
And Banana Republic. The Banana Republic boys is also what I call the fucking alt-right. So.
Oh god. Well, see, here's the funny thing. Like, I actually knew, like, the history of that in South America and shit before I knew about the store's existence. And so I go to the store and I'm like, why the fuck do they have something dedicated to dictatorial South American empires founded by corporations?
Well, I didn't know that.
Specifically Dole and Chiquita.
Yeah, Dole, Chiquita. There's three. There's three main ones. I'm trying to remember the other one.
Pinochet?
No, it was like Standard Fruit. It was originally like Standard Fruit, and then it changed to something else.
United Fruit Company.
Del Monaco.
Standard Fruit became...
Del Monte. That was the other one. Del Monte. Yeah, so those are all despotic as all fuck, and they fuck over the people so bad. Which I guess kind of explains why you're paying a king's ransom for fucking Banana Republic clothing. So,
Yeah. Well, anytime I ever went into the mall back in the day, we used to have a place in the local mall that was called Digital Mayhem, which was a LAN party, basically. That I didn't have to pay for because the owner liked me. And anytime I went into the mall, I didn't have to pay for anything because I had tits and trip pants.
damn. Yeah, that'll do
So-
it. That'll do it.
It's like American Express, accepted everywhere.
Except in America, apparently.
Yeah, the irony of that is that
I had a sweet smile and giant pockets.
Like I have never seen a place that accepts American Express here in the States, ever. Really? Yeah, ever. I've never seen one that's
over
funded.
here on the East Coast, the upper, I'm in New England, basically anywhere, American Express.
Yeah,
Basically anywhere.
same here in the South. Just most
Well,
places.
I'm in
except
Texas, so that's pretty south.
Yeah, the part of Texas you're in.
Well,
is-
you guys are basically your own fucking country, so.
Kind of. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
I recognize your voice, but I have no fucking clue who you are for like 15 minutes.
Who?
And then was like, oh wait, never mind.
Who? Elma or me?
Well, I'm the only vagina here right now, from what it seems like. So.
You don't know.
We.
You don't Harris.
You don't.
It's a
You don't
goddamn
know.
sausage festival, is what it is.
Harris is just.
Totally be using
what was
voice
it?
modulator.
No. Harris is like just totally just like some Russian mail order bride and using a voice modulator.
I'm trying to paint here. What's going
Hi,
on?
hello.
Hello.
I come from from Moscow. You pay $10 million, and I come over and suck your dick and then leave.
My
I'll
newest
come over there.
Moldavian.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
Moldavian.
This is just the accent that I do anytime I do Russian.
Ow, Jesus Christ, who's doing that?
I'm European. That's all I am. I'm not Slav.
I'm still trying to place that
It's
accent.
your job to find out. That's your job to find out.
Don't get me doing the Russian accent. I've been drinking. I'll do it all goddamn night.
You said not Slav, but
I don't care.
If I may.
You say
Well,
not to do
well,
the
well,
Russian
fine.
There you
accent.
go, goddamn.
You
One
say
at a
not
time.
to do the Russian accent.
Important part out.
Nigger.
Jesus, I'm wearing
Vote for
earbuds.
Boris Yeltsin, my brothers.
Alright, who was addressing me? What?
I was,
European
but
but not Slav. Is that correct, Harris?
yeah.
I didn't get it. Can you come again?
Eastern European but not a Slav. Is that correct?
Yes.
By the way, for the
Okay,
record, I
that does
never
narrow
left.
it down quite a bit.
What's up, Bryce?
Georgian, maybe?
Cool.
Rice, you never left.
Bryce, you never left!
Rice, you
Hashtag
son
Rice,
of
you
a
never
bitch.
left.
Son of a
I told you,
bitch.
I told you though to let me know like beforehand on this shit. Now I would like get some people from this other server to join in.
And I told
What are you
last
trying to
night-
do?
No, about the Banana Republic thing. No, dude, we
Oh, the Banana Republic
yeah.
thing.
No, we talked last night, and I told you it was like, yeah, we're doing the show tomorrow night. You know, try get your guys. Because I wanted.
You think I remember shit from last night?
I apparently remembered shit.
Right?
I remembered shit last night, aside from kicking a fan and slicing part of my toe off.
You slice. Okay, hold on. Wait a fucking minute. You sliced part of your toe off?
Yeah, actually. Like
His
yeah.
fan doesn't have the little
The front,
protective
yeah, I
cover
took
on
the
it.
I took the front cover off to clean it, and I was stumbling around drunkenly at the end
It
of
was
the
a
night.
metal fan?
No, it was a plastic fan. It was a fucking
I've
Walmart box
stuck
fan.
my entire hand into a plastic fan before and haven't lost shit.
I don't know how it did it. It just, I guess it caught me just right or something like that. But
Alright, well,
it sliced me
you're
like
a
a
special
goddamn
kind
devil.
of stupid, I guess.
I was drunk. Yes, I was a special kind
You're
of
a
stupid.
special kind of stupid, I guess.
I was a special kind of drunk stupid.
I mean, who hasn't tried just for fun to stick a hand into the fan? I did.
Rainbow Santa.
Yeah.
I haven't.
But then
It's
again,
fun.
this fan is
Rainbow
air
Star.
sharpened. This fan is literally air sharpened. It's been running in perpetuity. What? Damn it! What's the word? Perpetuity. Yes, thank you. It's been running.
For the guy who mentioned Rainbow Stalin, have you never heard of the fucking Rainbow Stalin meme? It's fucking vintage.
What?
I heard. I'm dyslexic to the point where it's literally considered a disability.
It actually is a disability?
Disabled because of how dyslexic I am. I didn't know that was a thing until a couple months ago.
In the state of Connecticut, dyslexia could be considered a disability, depending on how bad it is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it sucks.
But anyway, does this computer box have a thing for? Does it have an optical drive? provisions?
It does not. Most cases these days do not have optical drive bays.
What you can do is get an external drive,
external drives,
optical drive, and just plug it in whenever you need it, which is like once a year.
Download shit on it with discs then.
Get an external drive that hooks up via USB.
Yeah, actually. Most of them come with
And
USB
how to-
2.0
There's a
plus,
lot of things that can be
and they're
considered
super
a
fast.
disability.
Or just order one and put it
Like in voice text one.
Yeah.
Or get a case that there are still some cases that have them, though. In my opinion,
Well, you can go.
newer
You
ones
can.
that
You
don't
can.
are much
You can
better
always go to.
designed.
Actually, you can always go to Walmart and pick one up for like $15. They're
Yeah,
dirt
I
cheap
think
these
I've heard
days.
that cheap.
Hold on. Even though. Hold on.
Not gonna lie, I do kind of miss the days of having like the big collection of jewel cases of all the different discs and stuff from memory.
I don't. I literally got rid of like 3 I don't even know 4-foot by 2-foot boxes.
Alright, so it turns out I already have one.
Dude,
you know what this guy?
just
you know what game this guy found the other day? Fucking Warcraft 3.
Damn.
Whoa.
I got one better. I got one better.
My
I found
first little tiny Acer
What are you sending
laptop
your
like
racist?
9 years ago.
I found my my copy of Earthworm Jim that I got back.
Oh, Earthworm Jim!
Yep, the original
It was
one.
like one of my favorite goddamn games growing up.
It was so good. It was so good.
Do you remember the Lost World game that came out where you could control the dinosaurs and shit?
Holy
I've
shit.
got that disc laying around somewhere.
Oh no, better yet. If we're going that far back, do you guys remember the old arcade cabinets for Lost World?
Yes, I do.
Oh, those were fucking amazing, and I miss arcade stuff like that.
I'll go one further. The floppy disk game of Independence Day.
Nah, I didn't have that one. I had Heretic, I had Doom. I had Doom, and I think a couple of like educational games back then for floppy.
Yeah. And my grandma still has a Genesis at her house.
Yeah.
A Castle of the Winds on 5 1/4-inch disc.
Oh, whatever. Leisure Suit Larry.
You're just old. You old, Med.
Leisure Suit Larry. That's the good stuff.
Oh my god.
Up until a couple years ago, I had a Commodore 64.
Oh,
okay, that's
bad. Commodore 64.
That was a good one. Because, I mean, the computer was in the fucking keyboard. Yeah.
Alright.
You had to have a separate drive.
I gotta get this started.
Alright, man.
I hope your
foot
player
that you had to
Gator, I hope your
everything
foot
up
feels
on.
much better.
Thanks, Glenn.
Oh,
I'm
my
hoping it heals
son.
up pretty good.
Oh, my son.
It's
Would to
funny
God
enough.
I
It's
died.
I keep
Would to God
injuring.
damn it, Glenn.
What the
Stop
fuck, man?
Please stop singing.
Yeah. Peace out, guys.
All right, later, man. No. Funny enough, this is the same toe that I keep injuring. Like, apparently, I favor my left side for injury or something, because
Well, the damn thing, I'll be done with it.
yeah, because
Are you
like
right-handed?
yeah, I'm right-handed.
Yeah, you tend to absorb more shit with your left hand. It's instinctual because your right hand's
Yeah.
dominant. You want to protect.
My arms,
Oh,
my left
fair
arm's
enough,
scarred up as shit.
Well, my right
that's
has
fine.
plenty of scars and stuff all over it from fighting and doing stupid shit when I was younger. But no. Like I think it was year before last. I was what was it? Checking on my neighbor's apartment because she was freaking out that some junkies were gonna bust in because they were having a few junkies come over and trying to help them get clean and shit. And so first thing in the morning she calls me and stuff. I wake up. And, like, can you please check on the house, please? I've got a bad feeling. I'm like, oh, fuck it. All right, Amy. Fucking go up the stairs and stuff. And it's like cheap concrete apartments, And on the way back down, of course, because nothing was wrong, I'm texting her back, walking down the stairs like the hundreds of times I had done before. And just, I guess, misstepped at the last stair. And my flip-flop, I've got like those Nike, like shower shoe flip-flops, where it's not between the toes, it's just over the top. Fucking catches, pushes forward, and I land hard on the concrete and rip out my big toenail. Clean.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm surprised I didn't scream.
You probably did, you just don't remember.
No, I didn't. I just went, shit. And I just hobbled back to my apartment just across the courtyard, went in, and I was like, Josh, get the fucking iodine. And he's like, what? And I'm like sitting there like fucking going in the bathroom because I still had like half the toe, like a portion of the toenail on the side holding there.
Okay.
And I knew I had to pull it out. And just like grabbed a toilet paper roll, rolled it up, put it in my teeth because I knew it was going to suck, and just...
Thank you, Gator, for confirming why I never moved the house without actual sensible footwear.
Flip off enough to be able
Ever.
to still grab it. Then you soak your foot in water to soften it up.
I was not exactly in the clearest state of mind at that point.
Plus, putting the water kind of numbed it, so it helps.
No, it was pretty much on fire. It was the most pure pain that I've had since being stabbed.
No, I know what you mean. While you're in the shit in terms of pain, you might as well just run with it.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't bleed any more from that. It was barely holding on, so, you know.
I'll be right back.
All right. And it was on the side instead of in the nail bed. It had already been ripped from the nail bed. So yeah, that bitch took time to regrow.
I had a problem like that on my foot once. The doctor, it was like I stubbed my toe. I thought I'd stubbed my toe, but what I'd actually done is hit the toenail and it kind of went backwards and ripped.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. The
Not
doctor had
the
to
most
kind of
pleasant
fix it.
things.
And yeah, and if my mother hadn't grabbed my arm, I was gonna nail it. You know, don't do that. Fuck. She grabbed my arm and said, "Don't." I'm like, "What?" I didn't even realize I was fucking doing it at the time. It's just instinctual. It's like he's causing me pain. He's gotta hurt. I don't in fight or flight situations. I don't flee. I get pissed.
Yeah, well, some people might call that a bit of a genetic deficiency then.
Well, usually it scared the shit out of people because they're not expecting that response. They're expecting to turn tail and run.
Something going on with the monkey brain in that regard.
Well, you know, it's better to have them think you're insane or crazy because.
Well, then again, like the monkey brain does some really interesting things for people. Like I actually recently had a bit of a self-experimentation with it, where
What the fuck was that?
That's a cat that's pissed off.
Cat's going crazy.
Someone's getting murdered.
Oh, I don't have I have a leopard. Well, it's a leopard ocelot mix.
You're in the wrong hole.
Holy shit!
And I live on a boat.
Somebody's fucking his cat.
Dude, you're living a very interesting life, my friend.
Hey, man. Don't fuck that cat on stream.
So, how is everyone tonight?
He's just a loud one. He's not like he's never bitten me. Because if he did, I would have the scars to prove it.
Doesn't he have toys?
Yeah, he does. He's just mad because I touch his tail.
My mother's cat does that.
Walk with him.
I think that's a universal thing for cats.
No, some people can touch her tail and she's fine with it. I do it, she gets pissed. Of course, I'm also the one that wrapped her up in a t-shirt, put her in a box, and took her to my mother's house where she spent 2 weeks in the bathroom in the bathtub because she wouldn't get the fuck out.
Like, the reason I have a leopard is because I can't have a dog on a boat, and I want an animal big enough to scare the shit and possibly kill anyone that's trespassing on my boat.
That'll definitely fucking freak him out.
Trying to leave
Likely
the
to kill
boat.
you if you make it angry.
So a leopard seemed like the perfect choice because, oh, here's a stranger. Leopard's gonna rip its fucking face off. Is the leopard gonna leave the boat? No.
Either that or they're just gonna shoot it and get it over with.
Yeah,
No, they get
Be
scared
realistic.
shitless.
They'll just go, done.
No,
In
they,
this
they
day and
go,
age,
nope,
animals,
nope, ain't gonna screw with that.
Yeah,
I know this one.
they're gonna go, I'm not gonna screw with that, back off, and shoot from a distance and be done with it. Things I'm in here.
How are you gonna shoot from a distance on a boat?
Yeah. No, what it is
It's called sights.
You're gonna get off the boat. First, you're gonna go outside, and then you're gonna get off the boat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They go to come on the boat,
And
and
how are you gonna shoot the cat from off the boat?
What the fuck are you talking, you know?
The door faces out.
I'm assuming
so you
that
can't
at
stand
that
away
point
and
they've
shoot
left the door open, and the
hell?
cat has chased them, and so they're going to shoot the cat.
Oh no, this cat will
I
not
think
go
this is
outside.
kind of
Leave
a
the door
ridiculous,
open. This
pointless
cat's not going anywhere.
I
Person.
don't.
No, I was
don't
gonna
give
I
say.
think this is like the time when those people in a bodybuilding forum argued over how long a week was.
Yeah. Kind of like that.
I was.
It
I was
depends
gonna
on
say,
your
I've got
calendar.
personal experience. I had a couple guys trying to break into my house, right? And I was passed out. Now I've got a Saint Bernard and a Great Pyrenees. If anybody knows how big those son of a bitches are, and they're loud, they just started barking out of the blue, and everyone just started scattering. I was like, wow, they just didn't want to fuck with this house because of these guys.
Yep.
I mean,
See, I like, hey, someone's trying to break into my house. I pull out my guns and point them at the door and say, try it.
well,
It
I was
generally works
asleep.
pretty well.
Try it.
Well,
Hector.
I actually
you
went
don't have to
looking
use a gun.
outside with my gun, and it turned out that they ran. Now that saved most of my neighbors from getting broken into because my other two neighbors actually got had stuff stolen from them that don't have the dogs.
Well, you don't even have to have dogs. You just have to make it sound like you have dogs.
Yeah.
There is some device you can hang on doorknobs and windows for, sensors that makes the sound of very large dogs. It turns on and it starts barking, and they're like, "Okay, I'm not fucking with that house."
Or you could just have the really big badass dogs that are uber cuddly, and you're good.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Well, I suppose some
Rottweilers-
motherfucker will always call you bluffs.
Well, Rottweilers
I mean,
are
that's
amazing for that because Weilers are actually amazing family dogs. And they're very
Yeah,
sweet,
they
very
are.
loving, and super loyal. But at the same
Oh,
time,
yeah.
if you
One
do
of
give
the
them the
nicest
command, they
horse.
will rip a person apart. And even if they're a bit dopey and not very aggressive themselves, they're big and they look angry as shit to anybody who doesn't know any better.
Rottweilers look like canine convicts.
Yep,
The
they do.
funniest fucking
I
thing,
love Rotties.
feeding-
Oh, I love Rotties.
In the dark. I'd
And
go out to the
the thing-
pen, used to come, we'd hear these like hoof sounds coming at my dad. And next thing, right
and
as
the
shit in
thing-
front of his face, he's straight on his back.
And
You
the
could
thing
always
with
get
the
a
gun-
terror
you
bird for a house guardian. Ain't
What
no
the
one
fuck
gonna.
is-
Terror birds are things like emus and shit like that. Like really,
Emu.
yeah, or
An
shit.
emu.
Just get an emu. Fucking emus are mean as fuck, dude. My friend in high school, they had a little
Should have wedge tail.
ranch.
It's
and
a
they kept
fucking
emus.
emu, cunt.
No, emus will not only shrug off bullets, but they will also fuck you up. They've got huge claws on their feet, and they'll go at you like a goddamn raptor. They are terrifying motherfuckers.
Gator, at that
And isn't
point,
that a cassowary?
You don't want to fuck with a kangaroo.
Kangaroos are not as bad. They're pretty dopey from everything I've heard. Med,
Yeah.
would you
Yeah, but you don't
corroborate
piss
that?
them off.
man.
I mean, there's a reason why Devin
Bucks
Tracy has one as
can
his
get pretty
avatar because they're
aggressive.
fucking retarded.
Fox
Kangaroos
get
are
pretty
pretty
aggressive.
dumb. Like, if you started shooting at a herd, they would just stand there and look around.
Fuck.
Emus are pretty territorial.
Oh yeah.
That's
Is
why
there
you keep
nothing of a
emus as a
cassowary?
fucking guard
Because
thing.
cassowaries will fuck you up, dude.
A kangaroo won't really chase you, but if you go up to a buck when his female's around, they might grab you. They'll kick you with their bottom legs, and they've got big nails. They gut you.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just get a hyena.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll kill the son of a bitch, then eat the corpse. Do not
Check
get a
voice text
hyena.
one for the
Be a
email.
crocodile. Be a real man.
A crocodile, you say?
Be a crocodile. Be a real man.
That's not a lizard.
Oh, shit,
This
that's coming
is
on
a
my mic.
lizard.
I'm an amphibian, faggot. Okay.
Anyone time someone says lizard, I think of this goanna eating my mate's sock. It stole it straight out of his shoe while we were fishing, ran up the tree, and all you see is it slowly swallow this massive tube sock.
Is it goanna or Joanna?
Goanna.
Goanna. There's no J in it.
I have a question about the Intel one.
Alright.
How many screens can I plug into it?
That depends on your graphics card.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, no.
you would just plug them into the graphics card. You would not put them into the processor.
Yeah, no, I went with the 1050 to go with, so I could have 3 screens.
You,
1050
that's
Ti,
a pretty
4K?
low card graphics card.
Yeah.
No, do not use a fucking 1050.
Yeah,
well, it depends.
With a $2,000
1050
limit,
cannot
1080
fucking
is a
support
pretty
it.
good choice.
Oh, a
Well,
1080, yeah, but
No,
the
a
problem is
1080 only
1080s are now like $1,000.
Be right back.
Yeah, 1080
So-
only.
so-
has
fucking,
What's wrong with a 1050?
1050?
Okay, hang on.
1050s are like 400 now because of how crazy graphics card prices are.
I got a bag
just-
for fucking $50.
I got a
But
1080
it's-
for 500.
So what's
Yeah.
going on, guys?
Well, you don't
But
really
it does-
fucking
Hey, dude,
We're on that.
miners
We're doing the
would
After Saint stream right now.
So,
But it only supports 2.
Sounds good.
How you doing,
So
Double?
it depends.
that
Yeah,
what you
that's all. 1080s only support 2 monitors. Yeah.
Then why does it have ports
who
for
told you
4?
that?
Because I do. And I've run 3
Or
monitors.
am I thinking of the 1090?
I don't know, but
There's
I know
no
I have,
1090.
I have 4
1090.
different ports for monitors.
No, 1080 only has. No, the 1080 only supports 2 monitors.
So you don't
Okay,
plug them
you
into
can
the
run
motherboard?
as many monitors as
No,
there
you
are
plug
display
the-
ports.
Yeah.
There
yeah,
are
No,
4
that's
display
not the
ports
case.
on a
close
1080.
to bodybuilders asking me how many days in a week there are. We're
We'll
getting
look it up.
seriously close to that.
No, this is computer
Yeah.
time. It's a little different.
Opinions matter.
Speaking livelily about my 1080 Ti, I'm a little entitled to defend it.
You talking
No,
about
that's
Yeah, I'm
computers?
actually going to.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to build a computer pretty soon. I'm using laptops to write on and YouTube and shit like that. So
If I
I'm
may,
gonna build my computer.
my computer won't pick up my graphics card. I've opened my PC. I found the graphics card was on the bottom. It wasn't plugged in.
What?
Well, that's
into
why it
the
wasn't
into my
plugged.
motherboard.
What?
Yeah.
You
First
plugged
step,
it
plug
into the monitor
I
or the
did.
motherboard?
That was gonna be my first question.
It was
Is
plugged
it
into my
plugged in?
motherboard.
Yeah, the 1080 is now only $700.
I plugged it in.
The site.
Still isn't working.
Still ridiculously high because of fucking Bitcoin.
Have you asked any of your mates yet over there? You need, like, it'd be easy just if you had someone there to look in there.
Wait, so Bitcoin has
Yeah.
made computer parts more. Wait, never mind.
Oh yeah, it has.
Yeah, it really has.
That's
They need to require it.
Graphics cards, god damn it, all the high-end ones are now.
Bitcoin
up
miners
to
are the
roof.
fucking scourge of the YPC market.
The 1080 might still
I
be a little
agree.
expensive, but you can play Witcher 3 would not worry about your graphics card overheating.
Oh, wait, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing one of building mine on
actually get
PC.
money
I'm
as
looking
by
to spend
making
less than
parts
$500
expensive?
on mine. So I'm looking to spend less than $500 on my setup. So I mean, all I really do is write and do Netflix and shit on it. So that's all
Honestly,
I
I
really do.
spent $800 on my original setup, and then all I did was upgrade the graphics card later.
Right now, I just have I've had this computer for a while. It's a Toshiba Satellite, and I've got it plugged into 2 screens in my piano, and it works fine.
Yeah, I plugged in the graphics card, and my computer's still not picking up.
It
So I have no idea
probably
what's wrong
got
with it.
damaged. It probably got damaged for
Or you need to download the
driver.
The driver.
The drivers.
Yeah, make sure you download the driver.
How would I do that?
Welcome to the YouTube After Saints, where we do all kinds of tech tips and how-to tutorials on how to fix your tech.
Do I
Our
need
next
to
episode is on how girlfriends are better than
had.
computers are better than
All we know is
girlfriends.
it was
How do I-
actually.
That's
Could you
right.
post a picture of it?
Wait, hold on.
That
So does
photo
the
you took
PC
yesterday.
part picker, do they
Oh,
build the
shit,
computer
just-
and then send
yeah,
it to
I
you,
can-
or they just send
I
all the
can
shit
post
to
them.
you?
No. Devil had a problem with his computer the other day. I walked him through it. We found a graphics card at the bottom of his case. It's a Sapphire. Couldn't see which graphics card it was. He's got a photo of it there, and had him reinstall it. No software picked it up. The fans were working on it, so it's obviously getting power. It could be a driver issue. But I just said get somebody over there who actually knows what they're doing to actually go hands-on with it at this point.
So none of us, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
On hand.
Here you go. It's free pictures.
Because if I was actually there, I could probably diagnose all of it just like in 5 minutes.
I'd be the guy screaming at you, try hitting it!
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Here you go. It's pictures.
I was about to say that.
Wait.
What the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ.
Terrible.
How many Jews?
One second, one at a time.
How many Jews have you stored in that computer?
No, Bad Harris.
Seriously. You need to bring that up
on.
before, or no? That's how you found it sitting, right?
Yeah, it was just falling out.
Oh
You
yeah.
kind of cover in blue.
If
It's
it
not
fell
like
out,
that
if
now,
it
is
fell
it?
out while
No,
it
I
was
plugged it
plugged,
in.
no. If it fell out while it was plugged in, it could have grounded and fried itself, and you
Hold
would
on,
have had
hold on.
intermittent damages to the board.
You plugged the power in, but did you plug the actual board into the computer?
The power's still plugged in. The
Okay.
power's still plugged in, so.
I'm just going off pictures, so.
Yeah.
Well, I have plugged,
Just making
plugged
sure.
it back in.
Yeah.
The fan still works.
Well, yeah, the fan will work. What was it? An intermittent short circuit would only damage certain portions of it, specifically around the bridge. If you like, from what I'm looking at here on it, it doesn't look like there's much damage. But with all that dust in there, it could have made the jump on it. It could have had enough material to sit there and shock through.
The thing was,
Have you
got
tried
this
it?
from his brother, from another friend, and it's been moved around a lot, so it's probably been knocked around a fair bit.
Quick
It
question,
could have
though.
had
you
a crossed.
Have you tried taking the actual card out and then getting an air can and dusting inside the ports in there?
I don't have an air can.
You might want to go pick one up. They're cheap as shit. They're like
Try
$2.
that. Spray the whole thing out, clean it out as best you can, and then try again.
And if you have it, you see rainbows.
Also, make sure to when you're spraying out all that dust, make sure that you very carefully go and clean all of those ports.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's
Q-tip
sake!
works pretty well if you're careful.
Fucking salty
don't
Gus
leave
is
anything behind if you
maligning
can.
Anna to shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wait, just one thing.
Anna,
Devil.
eat him up. Anna, eat him up. Just
Devil,
chew him up. Fuck
Do
'em
you
up.
have any of the actual DVDs with drivers from the
No.
hardware?
Oh, you can find most of them online.
Well, are you
The
gonna?
original owner, my best friend, well, he's now a fucking addict now, but he sold it to my brother, like 3 years ago or something like that, or 4 years ago. Then I
Well,
bought it 2
do you
years
know
ago.
the model, the exact model of your graphics card?
Just you can find it on the back of the card. It says
Yeah.
it's either model number or MOD dot, and then it'll have a bunch of numbers behind it.
No, but even some diagnosis tools will tell you what kind of hardware you get on.
Yeah.
If you know what card you get, you can find the drivers online to just download. But as Gator was saying, you probably have some hardware issues with it.
Yeah.
You said
That's gonna be
you
tricky.
can use it at all.
I've never used it before. I didn't even know it was loose. I'd never really thought about it. So it's probably been loose the whole time.
So that increases the chance that it's damaged. If you've
Yeah,
been running
dude.
if you've been running it without it, the longer you do that, the more chances that it has to have just been fucked up.
But before making any assumptions, clean it as best you can. Get in
Yeah.
there nice and deep, and clean it as best you can, and try it again, and then look for drivers.
Also-
and if that doesn't
also-
work, then yeah.
Also, what you can do is if you do have a computer parts retailer or something in your area, go to them, take the card in and say, "Hey, I just need to get this tested real quick to see if it's still working." I mean, they
Yeah, Micro Center.
yeah,
Those guys are fucking awesome.
Well, this is this is UK, so Micro Center is not an option.
Yeah, they're not in the UK.
Yeah.
Whatever
So yeah, whatever your equivalent is of that, just take it in there. They'll basically hook it up to a dead rig or to a empty rig, a shell, and just like boot it to see if it works, and if there's any issues in relation to it that they know of. They can also hook it up to a multimeter and check a few of the circuits and say if there is any damage that was done to it.
Does it turn on?
Yeah, the fans turn on. He said.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
It still could be a power supply issue. If it has enough just to run the fans, it might not run the whole thing.
Yeah, that is true. If you don't have a big enough power
check the
supply.
Power supply and all that. If this is
Could be a cable
what he said
issue.
doesn't work.
Mm.
Because with that level of dirt, you probably didn't take care of it, and if you get a bunch of dirt built up,
Oh yeah, man, that's a
fan, that
fucking
can fuck up
nightmare.
stuff too. Yeah, when you don't clean it for that long, I clean mine at least once every 3 months at the bare minimum,
Yeah.
and it's never looked like that.
Yeah.
That makes mine look clean, and it's a fucking dumpster.
We're coming to the end of the show here. I wanted to go ahead and extend an option for everyone who has participated. If they want to pimp, shill, or tell us about anything that they might be into or whatnot that they want to...
Mine twatter because nobody pays attention to my YouTube channel, not even me.
Damn.
Oh shit!
That's
I didn't know we were on a
cold-blooded.
show. I thought we were just talking.
No, we've been on a show the entire
All
night.
of a sudden, it's less special now.
Oh.
Aw.
No, I mean we usually have conversations like this. That's the whole point of the show.
This
It's
goes
just
on most nights.
yeah. No. This you.
Not the
Oh,
stream, but
yeah,
us
yeah.
talking.
Yeah, us talking. This is pretty much an every night sort of deal. But that being said, yeah, NMC, just send me your Twitter, and I'll write it down to be to put onto the doobly doo for whatnot.
I like to my brother's channel, just
Okay.
actually HD.
Okay.
It makes a few gaming videos here and there.
All right, Alma, you got anything you want to pimp tonight?
Found.
Keeping it strong, huh?
Yeah. I got mine Twitter back. Follow me, Original Moonju at Fighting Hobbit.
Okay.
Follow me or don't. I don't really do anything fun. I don't do anything really unique, but I'm fun to talk to and shit about. So
Okay.
there you go.
Did you say Moonju?
Original Moonju. It's got a picture of Quark on it.
Gotcha.
All right, Bar, you got anything, bud?
No, as usual. Not in a shilling mood.
All right.
How dare you, sir?
Let's see here. Raisu, you got anything you want to pimp, shill, or tell the world
He's
about?
muted and deafened.
Oh, well, fuck him. Kamoa?
Yeah.
Nah? Okay. Med, you got anything, bud?
Nah, not this week.
All right. In Ulchahab... I cannot pronounce this.
Something
You're gonna
Irish.
need an easier nickname,
Yeah,
buddy.
for real.
Sounds
Just call him
Gaelic.
bitch.
No.
Yeah, your name is fine.
We're gonna
We'll
pimp out
we'll
this
call
bitch.
him
What
Bob.
we got?
We'll call him
Bob.
Bob.
We'll call him Bob.
Yeah.
His name was
We
Bob.
already have a
Name is
confusing name.
Well, it looks
It
like
can
I
be Bob.
doxed myself.
Yeah.
Now everybody
Let's-
knows I'm a retard named Bob that lives on a boat with a leopard.
I
I
guess he's
didn't
not good
know
at
that.
talking.
That's an interesting story. But do you have anything you want to shill, bud?
No, I don't have any of the social medias.
Lucky.
All right. Nim, you got anything, bud?
I'm not sure I actually want to dox myself just yet.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Basically, I
All
have
right.
something, but no thanks, sorry.
All right. Quick Death, you got anything you want to shill for the show? Or stay silent. Okay. Let's see. Who else we got? Cynic, you talk tonight.
Yeah, I guess I could shill out my photography page.
Okay.
I won't bother naming it because it's also in Gaelic.
Okay, just send me a link. Just send me a link for it. All right.
I just chucked in voice 1.
Ink Machine. Oh no, Ink Machine's been quiet this whole. Never mind. Well, I suppose last up is Harris.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
I do.
okay.
Oh god.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
go
on,
on.
Ink. Go on, Ink.
I want to show Shannon Gibbs' new channel, Under the Veil. I guess it's going to be like a creepypasta kind of channel, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but I posted a
Will
link.
will she supplant Creepsmith Pasta as the most popular creepypasta channel?
Please do. Creepsmith Pasta sucks. Sorry, go.
Yeah, I posted her link in cross promotion, but I'll send it to you, Gator.
Righto. And last but not least, Harris, anything, bud?
Yeah, if you have a Google already, just check out this actress. She's called Danny Asher. You'll thank me later.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's all.
All right.
Danny Asher.
God damn it, Harris.
Dank for Fiora 2020.
Oh, God. Anyways.
Pray for Dank.
So, that being said, we have been your peasants of Discordia, and yeah, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful evening. Hope to see you back. We're going to be doing a few streams on probably tomorrow and also on Saturday, but also be sure to check back with us for the next edition of Aftersaints, after the YouTube Saints, on Sunday. Should be around about 11 o'clock p.m. if everything ends on time. But in any case, good night, everybody.
Signs bless.